Love the crispy flavor in our bite-sized taters.
New McCain Tasty Taters in crispy bite-sized tater flavor.
How can I eat all these juicy, charbroiled steaks in rich, beefy gravy?
Let's be honest. If you grew up in the 90s, you didn't need a calendar to know it was Friday. You knew it the second you saw rectangle pizza on that beige plastic tray. That was the Super Bowl of school lunch. And sure, some days the meals were tragic, but most days you actually looked forward to what was on the menu. And here's what's wild. Millions of us ate the exact same meals coast to coast. So if you ever traded your tater tots for a smiley fry or treated that ice cream cup like it was gold, you're in the right place. Let's relive the menu that fed an entire generation. Number 1. The rectangle pizza. Let's talk about it. The undefeated champ of 90s school lunch, rectangle pizza. If you went to school in that era, Friday didn't start at 3 p.m. It started the second you rounded that cafeteria corner and saw that greasy, cheesy slab waiting under the heat lamps. It was always the same. A perfectly rectangular slice, crispy corners, bubbling cheese, and toppings that made you question your entire existence. Was it pepperoni? Or was it just pizza topping flavor? No one knew, no one cared. You burned the roof of your mouth every single time, but you never stopped. Because this was the lunch you'd mentally prepared for all week. You wanted the corner slice, you prayed for seconds, and if a kid didn't like their pizza, you found a way to sit next to them. To this day, that cafeteria pizza lives rent-free in your taste buds. And honestly,
That's kind of beautiful, for those who can relate.
Number 2, tater tots and smiley fries.
Love the crispy flavor in our bite-sized taters.
New McCain Tasty Taters in crispy bite-sized tater flavor.
If rectangle pizza was the main event, tater tots were the ultimate co-star. They were crispy, salty, and somehow always exactly the right amount of soggy in the middle. You'd stab 3 at a time with that flimsy fork and pretend you were classy, but let's be honest, you ate half of them with your fingers. And then there were the legendary smiley fries. If your school served those, that was cafeteria royalty. Those big potato faces staring up from your tray like they knew your entire life story. You almost felt bad eating them. Almost. Some days, the tots were traded like Pokemon cards. 2 tots for half a brownie. A smiley fry? That was worth lunch table loyalty. And once in a blue moon, you get both on the same tray. That right there was peak childhood privilege. No debate needed. Number 3. Chicken nuggets. There was no drama on Chicken Nugget Day. No debates, no trades, just pure unspoken unity. Because everybody, and I mean everybody, loved those golden little mysteriously yummy meats. Sure, they were shaped weird. Like, were they supposed to be circles? Ovals? Dinosaurs? Who knows? Who cares? All that mattered was dipping. Barbecue, ranch, honey mustard. If your cafeteria was fancy, and if you were bold, you went straight for the ketchup packets that took 10 years to open. And let's be real, it didn't matter if you were the quiet kid, the class clown, or the, let's call them, alternative lunch swappers. On Nugget Day, we were all just hungry humans trying to stockpile as many as we could before the lunch lady caught us. Even now, nothing in adulthood tastes as good as those 5 lukewarm nuggets on a plastic tray. Favorite childhood food? Case closed. Number 4, Salisbury steak.
How can I eat all these juicy, charbroiled steaks in rich, beefy gravy?
Let's be honest, Salisbury Steak Day was for the brave. That shiny dark brown gravy, it looked like someone melted a shoe and said, yeah, put that on rice. But if you were one of the bold ones who dove in anyway, you know the truth. That thing slapped. It was oddly flavorful, kinda soft, and somehow felt like a fancy grown-up meal. Just in the least fancy place possible. And here's the plot twist. If you dipped your roll in that gravy, instant elevation. You went from kid eating mystery beef to baby culinary icon in one bite. Sure, it wasn't pizza, it wasn't nuggets, and most of y'all were probably side-eyeing it while getting in line, but the real ones knew. Salisbury steak was the underdog that came through every time. Number 5, fish sticks.
Tender white fish, crunchy batter. A great break from the usual.
You know how most foods let you discover them at the table? Fish sticks did not have that kind of patience. You smelled them halfway down the hall before you even turned the corner. Let's be clear, nobody ever admitted to loving Fish Stick Day, and honestly, it's not everyone's cup of tea. But the trays were always empty. Every single time. Because deep down, you all kinda liked them. That golden breading, the weirdly satisfying crunch. And if you got lucky enough to have tartar sauce packets, now you were basically dining seaside. You'd sit there, nose wrinkled, pretending to be grossed out, but then crunch. Another one gone. And if your school paired them with tater tots, that was basically a surf and turf lunch special, 90s cafeteria edition. Fish sticks were chaotic, unexpected, a little sneaky, just like middle school itself. But you can't deny it, you ate them, and you'd probably do it again. Number 6, classic school burger. There was nothing fancy about the school burger. The patty was thin, the cheese was one slice away from plastic, the bun, soft enough to fold in half like a taco if you felt chaotic. And yet, this thing had a whole ritual built around it. You grabbed your burger, you went straight to the condiment station. You shook that ketchup packet like it owed you money. You peeled that sticky mustard packet open with your teeth because scissors weren't a thing in cafeterias. Maybe you added pickles if your school was bold. Then came the move. One bite of burger, one sip of chocolate milk. That was how the flavors merged. That was the system, no substitutions. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't gourmet, but that school burger still sits in the Hall of Fame of childhood meals simply because you made it your own every single time. Number 7, mac and cheese. You didn't need to see the calendar to know it was mac and cheese day. One look at that bright, almost radioactive shade of orange and you already knew. Today was gonna be a good day. The texture? Honestly, it depended on who was in charge. Some days it was soupy, other days it was so thick and solid you could cut it like cake. Either way, you were cleaning that tray. No crumbs left behind. And let's not forget the side hacks. Some of you dumped your tater tots into the mac. Others mixed in ketchup, which we're not judging, but we're judging a little. That mac and cheese wasn't just food. It was emotional support. It was color therapy. It was pure 90s cafeteria-style self-care, and you didn't even know it. Number 8, chocolate and strawberry milk. Let's be honest, the real currency of the cafeteria wasn't cookies or extra fries. It was chocolate milk. That tiny carton held more power than lunch money ever could. If you had 2, you were practically royalty. And then, the rare appearance of strawberry milk. That was like a pink unicorn sighting. It didn't happen often, but when it did, the whole lunchroom shifted. You debated if it tasted like melted ice cream or cough syrup, but you drank it anyway, because it felt special. And don't act like you never did the shake, shake, shake before opening the carton, or poked the straw through the wrong side and instantly felt like your life was over. Milk wasn't just a drink, it was a vibe. It was the sidekick that went with everything, from nuggets to pizza to mac and cheese, and honestly, we'd still drink it today if it came in those little cartons. Number 9, beef teriyaki dippers. Now this one was mysterious. No one knew where it came from. No one knew what part of the cow it actually was. But beef teriyaki dippers? They were low-key legendary. The meat was soft, the sauce was a little too shiny, and the rice always clumpy. Like it came out in one big scoop-shaped chunk, and we just accepted it. But that sweet and salty combo, it slapped way harder than it needed to. You dip the rice in the sauce, or mix everything together and pretend you were on some kind of Food Network show. And if you were really bold, you used your roll as a mini teriyaki slider. That was next level innovation. Somehow this unlikely cafeteria mashup worked. And now that we're older, we'd probably pay real money for a plate of it. Clumpy rice and all. Number 10, ice cream cups.
Each cup has a Pocahontas scene.
Like in the movie.
And wild berries.
You knew it was a special day when you saw that tiny paper cup with the foil lid. Ice cream cups were the real endgame of school lunch. But let's be honest, no one ever talks about the real villain, that tiny wooden spoon. That thing wasn't built for success. It splintered, it tasted like cardboard, and no matter how hard you scraped, the ice cream stayed frozen like it signed a contract. You'd be digging for a full minute before you even got a bite, just praying the spoon didn't snap in half. But once you broke through, heaven, chocolate, vanilla, or the iconic swirl. It didn't even matter. Half melted or freezer burnt, it was still the best dessert you were getting all week. And if you used the lid as a makeshift scoop instead of the wood stick, you were a problem solver, a legend, a visionary in cafeteria world that didn't understand you. Number 11, Sloppy Joes. You never felt fully prepared for Sloppy Joe Day. Not mentally, not emotionally, definitely not napkin-wise. Because the moment that bun hit your tray, you already knew. This was gonna get messy. That tangy, sweet, tomatoey meat sauce didn't care about your dignity. It dripped, it splattered, it laughed in the face of gravity. One bite too strong, there went the bun, disintegrated, gone. And suddenly you were scooping meat with your fork, pretending that was the plan the whole time. But let's be real, it was worth it. Sloppy Joes were weirdly comforting, like someone tried to make a burger and said, close enough. You'd sit there covered in sauce, blouse ruined, but you didn't care, because that flavor, legendary. And if you learned to eat it upside down to keep the bun from falling apart, you deserve a Childhood Innovation Award. Number 12, Jamaican beef patties. Now look, not every school had Jamaican beef patties, and if yours did, you were living a whole different life from the rest of us, because this wasn't just lunch, this was a statement. You peeled back that flaky golden crust and got hit with that spicy, savory beef inside. It was bold, it was warm, it felt way too good to come out of a metal cafeteria tray. And if your school was in New York, these weren't just food, they were culture. Some kids would trade half their dessert just to get a bite. Others would stash them in their backpacks like they were priceless artifacts. Jamaican beef patties weren't a meal. They were a flex. If your cafeteria served them, you didn't just eat lunch. You won lunch. Number 13, cheese sticks. Cheese stick day felt like a gift from the cafeteria gods. You'd see that golden breaded stick on your tray and instantly know lunch was about to hit different. Crispy on the outside, molten lava on the inside. You had to time your first bite just right or say goodbye to the roof of your mouth. And let's talk about that tiny marinara cup. It was sealed tighter than a government file. You'd peel the foil back just enough to dip, but not enough to turn your whole tray into a sauce crime scene. That was skill. Here's the thing, cheese sticks weren't complicated. They didn't try to be fancy, they just did their job and did it well. They were the comfort food hero you didn't deserve but always looked forward to. If you didn't burn your tongue at least once, were you even a 90s kid? Number 14, chicken sandwich. Not every lunch item needed to be loud to be legendary. Meet the chicken sandwich, the quiet MVP of school cafeterias everywhere. It didn't come with hype, no chants, no whispering in the hallway about what day it was, but when that soft bun and crispy patty hit your tray, you just knew lunch was gonna be solid. One little mayo packet on the side, maybe mustard if your cafeteria was trying to be cute. No fancy toppings, no frills, just dependable, crispy goodness. And honestly, that was the beauty of it. Some kids ate it plain, others stacked on pickles from home like it was a custom order. And if you ever made a sandwich nugget hybrid just to feel like a chef, you deserve a Food Network show. Chicken sandwich didn't try to be number one. It just was. Reliable, delicious, always there when you needed it. So there it is, the 90s school lunch lineup we didn't ask for but somehow still miss. It didn't matter where you grew up, you and millions of other kids were eating the same stuff, from New York to Nebraska, and somehow that makes it all feel kind of special. Now it's your turn. What was your go-to school lunch item? Did you live for teriyaki dippers? Or were you the kids smuggling home extra smiley fries? Drop your favorite in the comments and tell us the one thing you'd still eat today. No questions asked. And hey, extra chocolate milk for whoever had the best lunchroom hustle story. Oh, and leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring you more amazing nostalgia like this.